In this clip, we will be looking at the user management feature within the Innova Web Portal. This feature gives the user the ability to add new users and manage existing ones. The login credentials created here can be used to access the web portal, mobile app, and the WorldSeeker server database. User management is accessed by selecting the three horizontal lines at the top left of the screen and selecting User Management. This option will only be available if the person who has logged in has admin permissions. User management is made up of three sections: users, roles, and units. We will take a look at the units section first. The units page allows the admin to control which unit sets are available to users when viewing data in the web portal and mobile app. New unit sets can be added by selecting the plus symbol at the bottom right of the page. The user should give the new unit set a name, choose the desired units for each parameter, and then select Submit. The new unit set will appear on the list. Unit sets can be edited by selecting the appropriate set from the list. They can also be deleted by selecting the red delete option at the right of each line. Next, we will look at the roles page. As standard, there will be a default admin and a default reader role available. New roles can be added by selecting the plus symbol at the bottom right of the page. When adding a new role, the user can choose the organization from a drop-down list. In this case, there will only be one option available. The user then enters a suitable role name and description, chooses the appropriate permissions, and then selects Submit. The new role will then appear on the list. The role options can be edited at any time by selecting the appropriate role from the list. Each role has three options to select from: base feature permissions, operators, and products and features. The base feature permissions let the admin choose which features the role will have access to. Operators allows the admin to assign which operators the role will have access to. For both the base features and the operator options, if all options are left unchecked, then the role will have access to everything in the list. The products and features available to the role can then also be chosen as required for the website, mobile app, and client API. With the relevant roles now created, we can take a look at the users section. As with the roles, new users can be added by selecting the plus symbol at the bottom right of the page. A valid email address must be entered for the new user. This will serve as their username when logging into the app, portal, or server database. If the user toggles on Add multiple users, they can enter multiple email addresses, separated by the Enter key, into the email address section. Users added this way will be created with identical credentials. Set an initial password for the new user. Passwords must contain a minimum of 8 characters, 1 uppercase, 1 lowercase, 1 number, and 1 special character, otherwise they will not be accepted. It is recommended that the password reset on next login option is toggled on for new users. This forces users to create a personalized password when they log into the web portal for the first time. Organization is chosen from a drop-down menu, and again there will only be one option available here. The role is chosen from a drop-down menu, and all options from the roles section will be available to select from here, so choose the appropriate role. Choose the appropriate default unit set from the drop-down menu. The choices available here are defined in the Units page. Ensure the active option is green and click on Submit. If the new user does not show up on the list immediately, you may need to refresh the page. As with the roles section, the user can select the operator symbol, which allows you to modify which operators the user has access to on a user-by-user basis. The roles available to the user can then be selected. If all options are left unchecked, then the user will have access to all the available roles, so long as they have access granted to their parent operators. If some roles are marked green, then the user will only be able to access those roles. For an added layer of security, multi-factor authentication can be enabled for users. This feature will not be available if your organization's user management system runs through Okta or Azure AD. To enable multi-factor authentication for a user, click on the shield icon in the Users row. Once multi-factor authentication has been activated, the user must register an authenticator app before they could log in to the mobile app, web portal, or server database. To do this, the user should log into the web portal using their username and password as normal. They will then be presented with a QR code, which they should scan using their desired authenticator app. A row named Innova Drilling and Intervention will be added into the authenticator, which will generate a 6-digit code at a predetermined time interval. Input this 6-digit code into the 6 cells displayed below the QR code and select Submit MFA to complete the registration. Multi-factor authentication for a user can be reset by clicking on the Reset MFA Authenticator icon. Once reset, the user will need to set up a new authenticator the next time they log into the web portal. Clicking on the Set API icon locks the user out of multi-factor authentication, ensuring that they only need their username and password to log in. This option prevents multi-factor authentication from being activated accidentally for the user. Once all these steps have been followed, the user can then log into the mobile app, web portal, or server database with the relevant username and password. Users can be deleted by selecting the red delete icon on the far left of the line, and they can be edited by clicking on the edit button one to the right. Beside each username is an activation toggle, which allows you to quickly deactivate or reactivate a user. This now concludes our introduction to user management.